Ko te operahi mai rauna tōku ingoa, he kai whakairoa hau. I am a classical Māori carver. There are different forms of whakairo that you have. Of course, the first one is whakairo rākau. We specialise in carving on ngā tamariki a tāne. And then you also have whakairo kōiwi. And you also have whakairo kōhatu. I nā rā o tuauki. A kai whakairo had many pōtai, many hats. One of them, he was the seal or the matakite of his iwi. The second one was e kuia te tahi ruanuku, te tahi tohunga e mōhio ana ki te taki karakia. And thirdly, he was also a tohunga whakairo. He was the carver of his iwi that took care of kia whakahuhua nā koero and to make sure to carve monuments of our ancestors to keep their stories alive. Unfortunately, I'm only the last one, but koe nei nā mahi a te tohunga whakairo. So making my money as a carver in my earlier days, I was doing 21st keys and carving patu in order to put bread and butter on the table. But once your skill has been seen by your people and your iwi, then it leads into bigger opportunities. When I was about 8 years old at Te Poho Rāwari, we had our koro at that time, Papa Moni Taumanu. He was carving a waharoa alongside some of the uncles up there. And so every day after school, what I would do is I would go up to Poho Rāwari and I would watch them carve. I used to take a book and I used to like joining the whakairo. That was something that I loved doing. So I remember joining this teko teko on the outside as a young boy, and 20 years later I would meet the designer who carved that teko teko, and his name was Rangi Heta, and he ended up becoming my master when I was in Waiwhitu. So at the moment I'm carving a whole works of whakairo for a new school, and these two art pieces that you can see here are both going to be used for the entranceway. One side represents Tākitumu Waka and then the other side represents Horauta Waka. So it will also be used as a tool to teach our tamariki about the history of our area. An initial project like this would probably take about a year, so it's just not myself carving this project as well. I also have 2 workers that are working with me, so I'm able to employ other workers as well to come in and help me on this job also. I think some of the key skills that you should have on this type of path is, first of all, is knowing how to tākirikiri, is to be able to draw and how to design. It's good to learn the language as well so that you can sort of understand a little bit more deeper about whakairo itself. You have to be a people's person. That's the most important one. You have to learn how to engage with your people. Especially when you're asked to do a task, whether it's to carve a wharenui, to carve a waka, te aha rānei. If you're wanting to pursue this taonga whakairo, miu poko pakaru, ki roto I tēnei mahi. Never let anyone tell you that you can't make a living from this, that you should pursue another job. If your heart lies with whakairo, a tukuna kia rere, tukuna kia o maki. Stay with this path and keep with it right to the end, and it will look after you. And I think some of the most important things, not so much a reward, I rungi I te whakaiti, is that you become an asset to your people. You're always looked upon by your people to fulfill their dreams and aspirations.